All right. Okay. Eileen, I see you over there. Hi, sister.
Hi, Jill. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. Yes. Okay. Well, I have like 2 pages of questions, so I should probably go for the mini reading instead.
Actually, for any of you that have a list of questions, I do feel your team going, no, just pick one, just pick any of those questions and let's do that.
Okay. Well, I guess the one question that's really gnawing at me the most has to do with um, Jesus and the templates that went out that were not accurate, that had some major distortion with them, that actually meant that there were a lot of healers and other gifted individuals who picked up on them, that kind of got off track with their feelings of ascension from the 3D to the 5D happening imminently and as a group. I mean, I've heard also stories about it going in waves, so everyone's not going up at the same time and all that. And I'm so grateful that I was led to you to kind of help me sort through all of that. But if you wouldn't mind explaining, who started that ascension distortion and why wasn't it corrected, so we could kind of be all on the same page.
Okay. Oh, good question. I can't wait to see how they answer this. So, you're using terminology that I know I don't use. So I know that it's like another channeler's information or another person's perspective, et cetera. So rather than try and go to that version of a distortion and try and explain it, we're going to give you the answer that we hope is, well, our version of accuracy and our version of truth, obviously. Okay, so yeah, let me go deeper here. And then we'll do one question after this. There were no false templates sent out, but there were false interpretations made. And it is wise to not expect humanity or even spiritual enthusiasts to get on the same page or be on the same page. It's okay to not be on the same page as a community or as humans on Earth. Part of the impetus for Earth being what it is and humanity being offered the experience that it has, and Source being offered the opportunity to humanize, if you will, itself, is in the divergency, not the convergency. Okay? The diversity, not the unity. We have unity as our source energy layers. We don't need it within the earth plane, but it has been some within the earth plane's idea that somehow there was supposed to be unity here. There is supposed to be unity here. It's possible to have unity here. And that's not coming from us. We're not sending messages like that. It's because we don't look at that as real or possible even. Okay, so let's just, for any of you, just let yourself feel any reaction you have about that. Disappointment, anger, frustration. Some of you have dedicated a lot of time and energy to creating frameworks for unity itself, frequency codes for unity, etc. Some of you have invested a lot in order for that outcome. And now here we are saying that's not on the docket. Like that isn't, Jesus never said that. He never said we're all going to get on the same page. What he was really saying is the truth and the way and the light of source energy is within life. It was unfortunately, but not surprisingly, interpreted as he was saying it was the truth and the way and the light was within him, and all needed to go through him to get to the light. But that isn't what he said. It was interpreted as that because there's common misunderstandings when a being is speaking the truth of source, it is consistently misunderstood, especially when an individual feels so disconnected from source in and of themselves. So whomever is doing the hearing, the record, the recording, right, the scribing, the interpretation of such messages that are of pure source vibration, because most humans, including those that play those key roles, can't acknowledge themselves as inclusive of source energy range of any kind, they consistently twist it to, oh, we need that, or we're missing this, or someone got that wrong, or we're broken in this way. We've got to repair that. Like, it's like being abandoned on the moon and your spaceship is broken or something like that. It's like, see, we're stuck here. You know what I mean? So there's all these false interpretations. So ascension has, in our view, always been about the restoration of light that is within that life form to the consciousness of that life form. It was never out there. It was never a wave. It was never a sequence. There was never a timeline to it. There was never a destiny for it. Ascension is very personal and very individual to that person that suddenly decides, not receives. They decide, oh my God, what if I am also source energy? And I'm this sometimes messy human, or I'm this version of humanity that gets things wrong, and some individuals can't pay their bills, or they can't seem to get anywhere on time, or they, anyway, there's just all these other complexities of the humanness. But that source energy range is still there. It can't not be there as life. So that to us is a much purer, more authentic sense of ascension. Now, over the eras, pre Jesus walking on the planet, while Jesus was walking on the planet, and definitely post Jesus walking on the planet, when looking at it in linear time, there have been consistent misinterpretations of what Earth is, what humanity is, what God is, what's happening there, what needs to happen there, and it's literally endless. It's endless misunderstandings. So they're trying to make what we offer via our Jill fit with all the other things, is sort of like a vegan trying to pretend that steak fits in their menu. It will never go together, right? It's still red meat, right? So it is another way to look at it. And Eileen, you have a beautiful system of being able to think so deeply and grasp concepts that are far beyond the reach of most people's minds, consciousness, etc. So you have done a fabulous job really trying on a lot of amazingly intriguing ideas. And we would just ask you to be opinionated, and that you are only owning your opinion. You're not having to decide for anyone else, but for you as Eileen to decide what you feel is true. Because, I mean, let's be perfectly intellectually honest here. None of us can prove this is true. Buddhism can't prove it's true. Christianity can't prove it's true. Muslim can't prove it's true. Judaism can't prove it's true. We can't prove what we're saying is true. This is beyond the not only burden of proof, it's the ability to prove, because your whole world is based on proof of using the 5 human senses. And these esoteric topics of existential topics are completely of the metaphysical, beyond 5 human sensory provability standards. So where does that leave you? It for some of you that are like, no, I want that answer, there isn't one answer. So we've always looked at our sort of job, if you will, an opportunity with Jill is we promise, we vow to be very clear in the answers we feel are true, wanting, longing for, being passionate about, you having a clearer choice that we feel is much, much more truth-based and much less fantasy-based than some of the other opportunities. If we loved some of the other interpretations of self, of world, of God, of humanity's evolution, if we liked some of those answers, we wouldn't even be doing this. Jill wouldn't even be Jill, because it'd be like, yep, Buddhism works for everybody. That's good. We're good with that. We're not good with any of that. We're not good with any of that. So we're like, well, we want to offer this way to pure ascension. We don't want it to be dependent on anyone else or anything else or any broken spaceship being repaired. We want it to be wholly available to every single life form on the planet, fully accessible, using no resources outside of themselves. That's our desire, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, how is that sitting with you? I feel your lower chakras, by the way, just like relieved, like, oh my God, thank God.
Yes, definitely relieved. Definitely. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great question, sister.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you honed on that one, because that was probably, for me as Jill, I think that was my favorite. I love all the questions. I shouldn't have just said that, but I love the big ideas.
My mind just keeps going to the broader stories and the broader pictures, and it's like, okay, I really need to know this. And I thought, well, everyone's asking other stuff about their team and
all great
their
questions.
lives,
children and motherhood and all those things. They all matter. They're all
absolutely
matter, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, sister. Thanks for
raising your
hand.
I love you.
I love you, sister. All right, you guys, let's take one more.